Just start to take some shoulder rolls forward and back. Grounding down through the feet, maybe coming to the heels and then the toes. And you take a couple more big shoulder rolls back. Just softening the shoulders down, reaching the fingertips down toward the earth, slightly tucking the chin to the chest, reaching up through the crown of the head. Feeling that energy from the earth pulling up, maybe feeling that arch of the foot lift a little bit. Energy in the legs as the knees pull up toward the belly. And then we'll find that slight tuck of the pelvis right away, pulling the navel toward the spine. Feeling that long line of energy through the body. And again, as you feel that energy travel up the body, softening the tops of the shoulders down. In Pilates, we'll talk a lot about lengthening the spine, lengthening and strengthening at the same time. So taking a big inhale here through the nose. Feel the breath travel up the spine, lengthening each vertebra on the way up. And on the exhale, let the shoulders drop in, reaching the fingertips toward the earth. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, drop in. On your next inhale, let's sweep the fingertips up overhead, find that full body stretch, and just reaching with opposite arms, starting to open up the sides of the body, opening up the ribcage. And then coming back to center, ground down through all four corners of the feet. We'll bend the knees, open the chest, extend the spine, and then sweep the arms forward, pull the belly button to spine round. Inhale to open and lift. Exhale, bend the knees, round the spine, sweep up. One more time that direction. Inhale, open. Exhale. Let's reverse our direction. Fingertips sweep back around the spine. Inhale, extend the spine, reach through the heart, open up. Bend the knees, crunch in. Inhale to open. One more time, bend the knees, round the spine forward. Big inhale, reach up and overhead. Tucking the chin to the chest, we'll start our first roll down here. So tuck the chin to the chest. Starting at the top of the spine, just start to roll forward, keeping that gentle bend in the knees. Slow and controlled, one vertebrae at a time until we find that forward fold position. Let everything hang here for a moment, maybe sway side to side. And then coming back to center, we'll take that roll the opposite direction. So let the head hang heavy. Press the corners of the feet into the earth. Bend the knees, start to press up through the earth. Pull the belly button to the spine. Stacking the vertebrae one at a time, starting with the lumbar spine, the bottom, all the way up to the top. Head and hands hang heavy. And coming back to center, roll the shoulders back, plug in here, just creating space to move in the spine. Again, let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, start to roll down one vertebrae at a time, starting at the top. Knees are soft. Bend the knees. Coming all the way down to that forward fold. Let's sway it out side to side here. Maybe bring the feet a little greater than hip distance apart. Soften the crown of the head toward the earth. Just let everything hang for a moment. Breathing here. And let everything hang. We'll start to walk the hands forward to come into our first plank. So we'll do quite a bit of work in plank today. Always an option to release the knees to the earth to this supported plank position to reduce intensity. So work where you'd like. As we set up in our first plank here, gazing down, we'd like the shoulders to be right in line with the wrists. Now let's rotate those inner elbow creases toward one another to find more lift through the upper part of the spine. Gaze is down toward the top of the mat. And as the navel lifts up toward the spine, feel the lower rib cage hug in toward the spine. Heels are pressing to the wall behind you to lengthen. And now take an inhale, reach through the crown of the head, lengthen the spine just a little more. We'll start with some knee taps here. So both knees lower, As you exhale, press up, press through the heels. Inhale to lower. Exhale, press. Keep flowing here with your breath. A very important part of Pilates as well, there are no gold stars given for the number of reps that we do. Everything is going to be slow and controlled. So take your time, move with your breath. Tap and press. Tap and press. 2 more. And pause right here. Ground down through the left toes, lift the right toes up off the mat. We're gonna cross the knee under the body toward the left elbow. Cross and squeeze here. Extend and reach through the toes. Right knee crosses, extend and reach. 4 more, cross and reach. Belly button stays lifted, 3. Cross and squeeze, reach, 2. And last one. Right toes come down, reset here. Left toes lift up, cross the body, reach toward that right elbow and squeeze. Reach through the toes and lengthen. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, lengthen. 4 more. Breathing, squeeze. Final 2, continue to press back through that right heel. And last one. Start to walk the fingertips toward the toes, lift the hips. Come back to that forward fold. Start that slow roll all the way up. Head and hands hang heavy, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Let the shoulders round forward. And roll the shoulders back. Exhale, sigh. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Start that roll all the way back down. Curve the spine. Soften the knees. And find your fold here. Walking the hands forward again. This time we'll come into a side plank. So right hand comes underneath the face. Roll to the pinky edge of the right foot. Stack the feet here. So we'll just start in this plank position. Gazing down, shoulders stacked above the wrist. Super stable through the shoulder girdle. And we're going to lower the hips and bend the knees at the same time and roll through some mermaid. So as we lower the hips and bend the knees, gaze over the left shoulder. As we exhale, lift the hips, reach up overhead, long line of energy. And release the hips. And inhale, lift. And release. And lift and stretch. One more like this. Lift and stretch. Hold right here. Left fingertips come back to the sky, stacked over the left shoulder, and we'll thread the needle. So the left arm is going to come underneath the body. Gaze comes down and release up. Left hip stays stacked on top of the right as we thread under and lift. Option to add intensity as you thread, lift the hips, reach back toward the right ankle and back to your side plank. Lift the hips, thread underneath, reach for that right ankle and release. So stay right with that basic thread the needle or lift the hips and pike up here. 2 more. And last one. Release back to center. Reposition yourself. We'll come to the other side now. So left hand comes underneath the face. Lift up into your side plank. Right hip stacked upon the left. Gaze down at that left wrist to make sure we're aligned here. And we'll lower the hips toward the earth, coming into mermaid. And lift the hips, reach up overhead. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze up and lift. And lower. Think about that line of energy from the right hip bone all the way up through the fingertips. Extend and reach. Extend and reach. Last one. Lift and stack right here. Come back to that side plank. We'll inhale. On the exhale, stack the right hip, start to thread the needle, rotating the spine. Inhale to lift. Stay right here, add that hip pike and rotation, reaching toward the left ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale. 2 more. And last thread. Come back to your side plank. Rotate back to center again, pike the hips up, start to walk the fingertips toward the toes, find your forward fold. Take that slow roll all the way up. One more time, stacking the vertebrae, head and shoulders heavy. Inhale, sweep up. And final time rolling down, tuck the chin to the chest, round the shoulders, soften the knees. All the way down. And start to walk forward. This time we'll release the knees to the earth, walking the hands up the body. We'll take a little thigh stretch here. So before we start moving, let's just align the hips right above the knees. Pull the pelvis up toward the rib cage, squeeze the belly button to the spine, activate here. Pressing the tops of the toes into the mat behind you. We'll reach the fingertips forward, inhale. The shape of the spine stays the same, it stays long as we hinge back. So we're hinging at the hips, squeezing the glutes, opening the quadriceps here. And release back up. Inhale, hinge and lower back, squeeze the glutes, softening the tops of the shoulders. And release back up. 2 more here. And up. On this last one, we're going to stay, hold, pause down right here. Keeping that nice long spine, start to lower the hips toward the heels. And exhale, press through the tops of the feet, lift. Press the hip bones forward. Lower the hips toward the heels, not touching, lower toward the heels. Inhale, lift up, press forward. Opening the hips, starting to warm up the thighs here. And press forward. 4 more, lower the hips. Exhale, lift the hip bones up, press the hips forward, yes. Lower. Press and drive the hip bones forward, lower. I'm not very good at counting, so we're gonna do 1 more. Lower 1 more time. Press up through the hips, come all the way forward, and release back up to center. Fingertips come out to the sides. Let's hinge to the right, bring the hand down to the earth, and we'll stack here, extending the left foot. So we'd like the right hip to be stacked on top of the knee, so that long line of energy. And we'll point flex through the left toes. Let me move here so you can see a little better. There we go. So we're point flexing through the toes. And then we'll settle in here. Reaching through the toes, we're gonna tap the toes down to the earth, squeeze the outside of the leg, squeeze the thigh, lift up. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze, lift. Lower and lift. Keep flowing here, tapping and squeezing to lift back up. Left hip is stacked on top of the right. Stable here, keeping all of the work in the hip, the glute. Squeeze and lift. Reaching through the toe, long line of energy. Reach to the wall to the side. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg up, pulse and lift. Big reach through the toe. Think about that hip bone shooting right out of the socket, toes long. Reach and pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're gonna hold that toe up right here. Take little circles. If it helps for hip stability, you can place the fingertips on the hip. We'd like to keep all of the work in that rotating through the socket. So stabilize the hip, little circles. And reverse. Keep that long line of energy. 3, 2, and 1. Final movement, release the toes down to the earth. Reach up overhead, long line of energy. On your exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbow, squeeze through the waist. Inhale, energize and lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Yes, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach and lengthen here. Start to hinge back up to center, coming back to the knees. We'll slide the hands forward, just take a few push-ups here as we transition. Always an option to stay down on the knees. Let's keep the elbows in tight toward the body. Inhale to lower. Exhale, press the earth away from you. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, exhale. For 5. Lift the heart up through the shoulder blades right here. 2, and 1. Start to walk the hands back up the body. Arms come to the sides. Coming to the opposite side, start to hinge. Left hand comes down to the earth. Reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the toes right here. Left hip stacked on top of the right. We'll just start with that lower lift. Point flex the toe a couple of times, roll the ankle. Toes tap toward the earth. Lift and reach through the toes up. And tap, and lift, and tap, and lift. I was going to tell you all at the beginning of class you should pick your favorite music for your Pilates workout. Something that makes you happy, inspires you, makes you want to move. Tap and lift, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg right up, pulse and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. As you're pulsing, maybe gaze down. Make sure we're staying lifted on that left side. Hips stacked above the knee, shoulder above the wrist. Pulse for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Continue reaching through the toes. Maybe the hand comes to the hip. Little circles. So just drawing those little circles with your big toe on the wall to the side. 3, 2, 1. Reverse your circle. Stay lifted here. Really energize through the outer part of that thigh and the glute. Lift and circle for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back to center. Come all the way up. Again, hinge forward. Find that push-up position. Elbows come out wide this time. Inhale to lower. Exhale, press the earth away. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Keep flowing here in your push-ups. Your option. Release the knees up if you'd like a little more intensity. Again, focusing on your form. If you feel like you're working more intentionally with better form on your knees, then stay in that kneeling plank. Taking 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down to a hip. We'll meet in a seated position at the top of your mat. Shake it out here. So we'll take the bottoms of the feet to the earth. Find that nice long spine. So if you have tight hamstrings, it might mean walking the heels a little bit more forward so that you can lift through the lumbar spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Super long here. Reaching the fingertips forward, let's inhale to find that maximum length. Tuck the chin. On the exhale, start to round the spine just a little bit. Pull the pelvis up toward the rib cage, round back, and pull back forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, round through the spine, recline back. And back to center, reach. Let's lift the arms. Inhale. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, come down halfway. Reach through the fingertips, stack everything here. And round the spine, release back. So taking a couple more right here, as you round the spine, imagine those hip bones squeezing, folding in half all the way toward the lower part of the rib cage. Hello, Gracie. We have a new Pilates student who's just curious what's going on. One more time, fold, and come back up. This time we're going to slow and control. Press the heels into the earth, slowly coming all the way down, around the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Go as slow as you can, all the way down to the mat. And when you arrive, tuck the knees to the chest, squeeze in, hug there. All right, so let's release the bottoms of the feet to the earth and just kind of see what we're feeling in our spine here. So with the bottoms of the feet on the earth, notice that little space that comes between the earth and the lower part of your spine. That's kind of what we call our neutral spine position. That's where our spine wants to be. So we're going to deliberately work the shape of that spine here. Keeping the hands next to the body, pressing through the palms. Take an inhale, let the belly rise. Allow that space under the lower part of the back. And on the exhale, start to press the lower back into the earth, pressing deeply. In fact, let's do this together. Place one hand on the belly, one hand underneath the lower part of the spine. Taking a couple of breaths here. Inhale, feel the belly rise. The space in the lower back get bigger. On the exhale, as you start to press the vertebrae back into the earth, press the lower spine in. Again, feel those hip bones rock up and forward toward the rib cage. Let's do that one more time like this. Inhale. Exhale, imprint. As you exhale, remove that hand from underneath the spine. Let's sweep the fingertips up. Take an inhale here. Let the spine peel up and off the earth. On the exhale, vertebrae come back down one at a time, pressing the lower spine in. As it presses in at the bottom, lift up, lift the shoulders, reach through the fingertips. Inhale, release everything down. Find that neutral spine, reach through the fingertips. On the exhale, shoulders lift, chin to the chest. Reach through the fingertips, imprint the back. And inhale. And exhale to reach. Moving on, inhale. As we exhale to lift, bring the right knee up into tabletop. And release, inhale back. Alternating legs, left leg comes up on your exhale. Squeeze and reach. And inhale. Back to the right side, inhale. Exhale. So keep flowing side to side. As you exhale and press and lift, can you lift the shoulders a little bit higher? Press the lower spine into the earth just a little more. Let's take one more on each side. Take an inhale here. Now as we exhale up, let's lift both knees into tabletop. Squeeze and reach. Inhale, tap the toes, only the toes, heels stay lifted. Exhale, lower the spine, press and reach. 4 more like this. Inhale to lower. Exhale. 3. Remember, there are no rules in Pilates. You can exhale out. Make it an audible exhale, a big exhale. Exhale, squeeze and imprint. Last time, inhale to open. This time we're going to hold as we come up, really pressing the spine into the earth. Hold right here and reach. Toes tap and lift to tabletop. And tap and lift. Keep floating right here. Big reach through the fingertips. If this gets to be a lot for your neck, your option is to release the neck back down to the earth. Continue flowing with the legs. But find that length. Reach through the fingertips. We've got 4 here. Each time the knees lift, the back digs into the earth. 2 more. And last one. Toes come down, roll through the feet, ball of the feet, the heels, shoulders roll down, all the way down to the earth. So let's bring those knees back up into tabletop here. Right away, notice what happens to the spine as you stack the knees. The weight of the knees on top of the hips starts to push that spine toward imprint. You finish the job by pulling the belly button toward the spine and actively recruiting those muscles in the core to press in. So find those muscles in the core, squeeze, press into the earth. Fingertips reach up here. We'll take some supine spinal balance. So let's just start with the lower part of the body. Let's take an inhale, reach forward with the right heel, reaching through the heel. Exhale, pull back to center. Left leg, inhale, reach through the heel. Exhale. So as you reach through the legs, really reach through the toes and make it long. Feel that hip flexor stretch and open. Lower back stays in imprint, reach. One more time each side like this and we'll add on. Let's add those opposing arms. So as the right heel reaches forward, left fingertips reach behind the body. Exhale to center. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Flow here. Focus on that length. Can you find just a little bit more length on each inhale, reaching both directions. Stretch the body. We'll pause and hold the next time that right heel extends. So as the right heel reaches forward, left fingertips pause right here. Now dig the spine into the earth, imprint, and a little lift. So that left arm and right toes are just lifting up. Pulse up right here. Option to stay here or tuck the chin to the chest, slightly lift the shoulders, come up off the earth. Pulse and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down, come back to center. Left heel reaches, right fingertips reach back. Press the lower spine into the earth, imprint. Start that pulse up. Now left toes, right fingertips reach up to the sky, pulse and lift. So find that long line of energy, stay right here, or tuck the chin to the chest, lift the shoulders, keep pulsing up, and up, and up. Yes, last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower the head and shoulders, come back to center. Hug the knees to the chest. Let's bring those knees wide toward the armpits and find that natural sway side to side over the spine. So we'll come into a little bit of traditional Pilates work here. We'll do the 100. Leg options are this tabletop position, spine and imprint. We can lengthen the legs. They don't have to be straight, but lengthen the lever. Heels and ankles are still above the hips, or we can start to lower the legs to that 45-degree angle. So you can start the 100 wherever you like, move on as we start to progress through. We'll inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts, 10 rounds. So come with me here. We'll take an inhale to reset the spine. I'm gonna start in tabletop. On the exhale, chin tucks to the chest, shoulders lift, fingertips reach, palms toward the earth as we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Inhale, 2, and exhale. Long inhale, 3, and exhale. Maybe challenge your leg position, and exhale. Press through the spine. Inhale, 5, exhale. Maybe challenge again, and exhale. Squeeze the thighs together. Exhale. Inhale, 8. Exhale, gaze toward the thighs, tuck the chin. Exhale, last set. Inhale, exhale. Hold, reach through the fingertips, lift the shoulders just a little more. And soften the shoulders back down to the mat, knees to the chest. Rock it out side to side. Maybe roll the neck, massage the back of the head. And then we'll release the bottoms of the feet down to the earth. Palms come next to the hips, fingertips spread nice and wide. We'll take an inhale here, lengthen the spine to reset. On your exhale, start to press through the heels. Now, starting with the lower part of the spine, push the belly button into the spine, press into the earth, slowly lift all the way up. Hip bones reaching to the sky, tops of the shoulders soft. Inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to replace the spine back down to the earth, one vertebrae at a time, starting at the top of the spine. Slowly allow the top of the spine to come back down and collapse. The middle part of the spine, keeping the belly button tucked all the way until the end. And then releasing back down. Take an inhale in that neutral spine, space under the lower back. Exhale, tuck the hip bones up, press the lower spine and start to roll all the way up, peeling the spine up off the mat. So we're gonna hold here this time, so maybe walk the heels a little closer to the glutes, lift the hip bones up to the sky, press down through the palms, lift the chest up through the collarbones. And now we'll ground down through that left foot. We're gonna bring that right leg up. It can be straight, can have a bend in it, doesn't make any difference. We're just gonna start to warm up through those glutes. So we'll take a little lower, lower the left hip toward the earth, exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Just a short set here, lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, press through the left foot. Now let's take that right heel kind of on top or right above that left knee. That instead of opening up like a figure 4 stretch, we're going to close that knee toward the center of the body, pressing the heel into the top of the knee for a little more intensity. Inhale to lower, exhale, press lift. And lift. And lift. Last 6, 5, 4, 3. Really press those hip bones, drive them up to the sky. And 1, stay lifted right here. Release the heel from the top of the knee. Bring the toe to the inside of the left knee. Stay lifted, extend and reach to a diagonal. Toes tap to the inside of the knee, extend and reach. Feel that inner thigh, tap, extend and reach. Shoot the toes out and lengthen. Tap and reach. Stay lifted through that glute. Squeeze and lift. And reach. 3, 2, and 1. Now cross that right ankle on top of the left. Final push here. Let that right side of the right knee drop to open. Now elevate up onto the ball of the left foot, lifting the heel. Little pulse and pulse. Just a little lower and lift. Squeezing through the left glute. Activating the hamstring here. If you found some tension creeping into the shoulders, let's soften the shoulders. Soften the face. Lift right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left heel lowers. Go ahead and release the right toes. Right foot comes back down to the earth. Let's reset your bridge right here. Walk those heels toward the body again. Lift the hip bones, lift through the heart. Grounding down through the right foot. Extend and reach through the left toes. Doesn't have to be straight, just find some extension. Hip bones are up. It's a lower and a lift. Right hip lower. Press and squeeze and lift. Lower and lift. As we lower and lift here, maybe gaze down the body. Sometimes when we add that lengthened lever, the hip wants to dip down and close. So squeeze and lift. Left hip bone comes up to meet the right. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay lifted here. Right heel comes on top of that right knee. Close the left knee toward the spine, toward the center of the body. Again, lower and lift. Press, lift. Press, lift. Breathing. Focus your energy. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the heel. Toes come to the inner part of the knee. Extend and reach. So that right hip stays lifted. We're just lengthening. Static hold with the right hip. Lengthening and reaching through the left toes. Feel that right thigh engage. Lift and extend for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Cross the ankle over the top of the right knee. Find your figure 4. Let the outside of that left knee drop. Releve, lift that right heel up, coming to the ball of the foot. Little pulses here. Pulse and squeeze, lift. Squeeze, lift. So think about lifting the heart, lifting the hips, maybe pressing the palms down into the earth to activate the triceps. Lifting right here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right heel comes down, left toes reach up. Left foot comes down to meet the right. One more time, press both hip bones up, open the quads. Slow roll down, starting at the top of the spine. Imprint one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the lower belly, strong until the very end. And then finally softening everything out. Let's lengthen the arms, lengthen the toes, big full body stretch, inhale. On an exhale, squeeze everything into that little ball. We're going to allow that forward and back rocking action to happen now as come into rolling like a ball. So squeezing the tops of the hands into the shins, or you can bring them behind the thighs. Squeezing the knees together, we'll start to roll up. So our starting and ending position for rolling like a ball is balancing on our sits bones. Toes will drop to the earth sometimes, and that's okay. Shoulder blades are open, everything is squeezed back. Tuck the chin to the chest. As we inhale, round the spine, roll back. Exhale, come up to balance on your sits bones. Inhale. Exhale. Keep rolling there. If you're feeling like there are more bumps, more speed bumps in your back than you like, see if you can bring just a little bit more curve to the spine. That little tuck of the chin to the chest helps a lot. Take one more roll. Meet me in the center. All right, everybody doing good? Good spot to grab a drink if you'd like one. We're gonna take a little bit of seated work here and then come back down to our back to finish out our traditional Pilates stuff. So let's take that same, we'll ground down through the heels, find that length in the spine before we start. This time, rather than rounding the spine and reaching through the spine as we start to recline back, we're gonna maintain this long shape of the spine so it's more of a hinge right at the hips. So as you lengthen here, start to hinge back, spine stays long. Think about pulling the hip bones up toward the rib cage. Squeeze and lift, stay long. Maybe reach through the fingertips. We're gonna pause and hold here. So lifting the heart up through the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, stay nice and open. Let's take an inhale, open the arms, open the chest. Exhale, squeeze back to center. Inhale to open, exhale. So as you squeeze the palms toward one another, make it feel as if you're pressing through water or sand. Create that own energy in your body. Squeeze to the center. Inhale, exhale. Stay right here, or you can lift the legs up into tabletop to add a little bit more intensity. Final option, as you come back and the arms open, you can recline back a little bit more. On your exhale, squeeze back up. So you choose where you'd like to work today. And wherever that is, we're going to take 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release the feet down. As we head back down to our back, we're going to do a movement called inchworm. So we're really gonna play with that sensation of tucking the pelvis, folding the rib cage over, and really digging into the deepest part of the core. So start with that nice long spine. We're gonna hinge back just an inch. So there are 3 parts to the movement. The first is hip bones pull up. So I'm not gonna see it, you're not probably gonna see it, but you'll feel it. Hip bones pull up, rib cage folds in. Now squeeze in that space in between, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Recline another inch. Hip bones squeeze up, rib cage folds over, squeeze to the space in between for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower an inch. Hip bones pull up, squeeze. Rib cage folds over, squeeze the space in between. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Lower an inch. Tuck, pelvis lifts. Fold the rib cage. Squeeze. 3, 2. Last time. Really challenge yourself. Lower. Open the heart right here. Pull the pelvis up. Fold the rib cage. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Slow and controlled. Come all the way down. Take that inhale, that full body stretch. And on the exhale, the right knee is going to pull into the chest. So squeeze that leg in. As we squeeze the right knee in, the left toes are going to start to float up off the mat. So we'll prepare for our 5-part leg series here. So reaching through the left toes, you should feel the hip flexor open, reaching with energy, looking for that opposition, really reaching with one leg, squeezing and pulling in with the other. So we'll take an inhale here to reset. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the shoulders, pull in, and we'll switch. 1, 2. So each time you switch, think about driving those toes forward to the wall in front of you, pressing the spine into the earth. A lot of energy and length here. Press. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay right here, squeeze everything in, fingertips come to the ankle bones. On your inhale, reach and lengthen both directions. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, sweep around. Inhale. Exhale, make that big circle and tuck. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And exhale. Let's release the head and shoulders for a moment. Sway it side to side. Next movement is the same, but we work with a straight leg. So let's extend the left leg toward the sky. It does not have to be straight, just find some length. And right toes will extend and reach. That right leg is hovering. Again, you'll feel the energy in that hip flexor. Feel the hip flexor open as you reach. Drive the toes toward the wall in front of you. Grip point is going to be behind the thigh, the calf, or the ankle, wherever you're comfortable. So take an inhale. Exhale, chin to the chest. Find your grip point and pull, pull. And switch legs. Pull, pull. So I'd like for us to worry less, keep going. Worry less about the length in the legs and how straight the legs are, and think more about that opposition and about stretching and driving through the extended leg. Opening the hamstring. 3, 2, and 1. Toes stay up, stacked above the hips. Interlace the fingers at the base of the skull. Elbows stay nice and wide, pressing the lower spine in. Find that imprint. We're going to flex the feet here, pulling the toes toward the face. On your inhale, squeeze the thighs together, heels drop toward the earth. As soon as you feel that lower spine lifting, point the toes, squeeze back up to center. Inhale, flex, lower the heels toward the earth. Point the toes, reach up. Keep flowing here. So that point of control is where you're able to keep that lower back and imprint the entire time. As soon as you feel that lower back start to lift, that means we point and sweep up. Flow right here. Open the elbows, open the heart. For 3, and 2, and 1. Keep the legs lifted here. Right knee comes into the chest. Extend that left leg long, reaching through the toes. We'll lift the shoulders, bringing the left elbow toward the right knee. Lift the left shoulder up, rotate and squeeze. So we're squeezing the right side of the body, pulling right here. Driving the left toes forward, squeeze. Let's point flex the left foot. And now a teeny tiny movement. Reach through the left toe. We're going to open the left toe just a little bit, squeeze back to center. Left leg comes out and away from the spine. Exhale, squeeze back. Keep that twist and that lift. Left elbow toward right knee. Open and close. Open and close. For 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center, switch sides. Right toes reach forward. Right elbow comes toward that right knee. Pause and hold here. Reaching through the right toes. Squeezing and lifting. Squeeze that side body. Once you're in control and feel that energy, we'll point flex the right foot. Can we lift the elbow just a little higher? And then pause, reach through the right toes, start to open, take the leg out, away from the spine. Exhale, squeeze back to center. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale, exhale. So just trying to draw that line with the toes. Yes. 3, 2, and 1. Flow side to side right here. Cycle it out. Flush it all out. Big reach through the toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, hug the knees to the chest. All right, let's transition up. We'll do a little bit of leg work here, give the belly a break. We'll extend our legs long. We're gonna do roll-ups to arrive. So bring the feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Ground the heels into the mat, toes pulling toward the face. We'll take an inhale, reach up overhead. On the exhale, chin tucks to the chest, lower rib cage squeezes in. Try to keep those heels connected. We'll fold all the way over on your inhale. Exhale, curve, reach through the spine. We're rolling back down, still grounding through the heels. Toes pulled toward the face. All the way down, inhale. Exhale, lower ribcage squeezes, come all the way up. We're going to take 2 more roll-ups around the spine. If you want to add a little extra intensity, as you come up, try to keep the biceps up by the ears, stay lifted all the way up, and fold over. Inhale. Exhale, last time, round through the spine, roll all the way down. Inhale, reach up. Maybe keep the biceps by the ears, really squeeze and lift all the way up. And fold over to stretch. Take a couple of breaths here. Yeah. Probably the biggest, the hardest thing is not being able to see you guys. I know you look fabulous, but I still like to see you. So, all right. So let's go ahead and stack the vertebrae, come back to that nice long spine. We're going to come toward the top of the mat and kind of find a Malasana squat. So heels in, toes out. We'll just let ourselves stretch here for a moment, opening the hips, maybe sway side to side, lifting the heels. Just feel a nice stretch in the inner thighs. We'll enjoy that for a moment. So now let's come back to center. Press through the heels. We're going to start to lift up. Before we do, let's find some length in the spine. So reach through the crown. Belly button pulled toward the spine. Find that length. Now start to release the elbows from the insides of the knees. Lift up so that the booty is about level with your knees. Let's separate the hands. Let the elbows just kind of gently come in, and we're just going to open the legs. So for that matter, the elbows can be in the center of the body. We're going to use the muscles and the adductors to push away, away. Stay low here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Teeny tiny lift up, 3 or 4 inches. Exhale, come back down. Inhale to lift. Spine is long, rib cage squeezing in. You can do this. Lift and lower. 3, 2, and 1. Hold low, lift the heels, and lower, and lift, and lower, lift, and lower. For 4, 3, jump right back in if you need a break. 2, and 1. Hinge forward, step back to your plank. We're going to do just a little cardio burst here. Your option is mountain climbers, Or you just step in, step back, step in, step back. So wherever you're working, we're gonna flow it out here for about 20 more seconds, either mountain climbers or you step in and out. Here we go, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down to the knees, come to the forearms. We're gonna take a little tricep work here. So come to a kneeling position so your knees are going to be behind your hips. So kind of a kneeling position. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders. We're gonna start this wave. So we're gonna press up through the right hand, right elbow lifts first, and then left. And we're gonna stay on the same side. Right is gonna lead the whole time. So it's like this wave through the body, which looks and feels pretty cool. And then within a short period of time, you're gonna start to feel your triceps work here. 2 more. Pause at the top. Other side, left elbow leads. Down left, up left. Keep flowing. Keep that navel pulled up to the spine, super lifted. Rib cages hugged in here. Core still working, everything active. Last one with the left lead. Pause at the top. Alternating right and left. Right, almost there, and left. Right, and left. One more time on each side. Get gritty here, you got it. And walk the hands up. Step back up into that Malasana squat. We've got one more round through that series for the legs. Let the hips sink low. Go ahead and take your stretch here, splay it out. And then when you're ready, ground down through the feet, start to lift up, bringing the booty in line with the knees. Find that length in the spine, reaching through the crown. Release the hands, start to open, pressing the outer edges of the knees toward the wall behind you. Breathing here. Doesn't have to be fast, just make it strong. Looks good. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press through the heels, lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay low, pulse. 7, 6, 5. Almost there. 3, 2, one more movement. Lift the heels all the way up onto the toes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hinge forward. Come down to the knees. Just sink the hips back to child's pose for a quick moment here. Maybe sway side to side. Knees can come wide, squeeze together. Big deep breaths. One more inhale in your child's pose. Floating back up to center. So we're gonna set up here in our plank one more time. Knees can be down. We're gonna do some more push-ups. So if that's a more supportive place for you, go ahead and stay right there. Right hand is gonna come in front of the left. Left fingertips are kind of by the wrist, so a staggered position. We're gonna let that left elbow come out to the side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale to lower. So right elbow stays in toward the body as we lower. Left elbow bows out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Left hand in front of the right. Right elbow bows out. Left stays into the body. Inhale to lower. Exhale, press. 6, 5. Belly is lifted. Final set of push-ups here. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come down to that right forearm. You can let the hip come down for a moment. We're going to come into this side plank position. One round of hip dips here, and then we'll do some lengthening. So maybe using that left hand as a kickstand, we're gonna lift everything up. Option to release that right knee down to the earth for a little more support. We're just gonna dip the hips toward the earth. So it's just a teeny lower squeeze lift. So we're squeezing the waist, squeezing the right side of the body as we lift up. Stay with it, almost there. Squeeze lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Extend that arm long. Just let the head rest on the bicep. So before we start our lateral flexion, notice if you're down at your feet, you can feel that left hip lifts up a little bit, that left leg becomes shorter. So before we start moving, let's reach through that left heel, lengthen. You can see it and feel it in your body. So that left hip is truly stacked on top of the right. We can use the left hands in front of the body again for a kickstand. We're gonna lift both legs. So that left side body squeezes right here. We're just gonna lower the bottom leg and lift. So reaching through both heels, it's just a squeeze lift. Shoulders and neck stay soft. As you come up, squeeze the thighs together, squeeze the heels toward one another. Squeeze here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Seal the legs together, moving as one piece. Lower and lift, and lower and lift. So your option is to stay right here, or if you'd like a little more intensity, that top arm can come over and lift up. Little balance challenge there too. Squeeze and lift. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll to the belly right here. Just take a moment, maybe windshield wiper the legs. And then releasing the tops of the feet to the earth. We'll come about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit closer. And bring the hands just in front of the shoulders, elbows to the earth. Take an inhale, reach to the crown of the head first, lengthen the neck, pressing the tops of the toes into the mat to energize the legs. Inhale to lift the heart, reach, open the chest here. Gaze is down, shoulder blades squeeze together, hip bones pressing into the earth. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach to the crown, lift the heart. Reach and open, lengthen the neck just a little bit more. Big reach to the crown. And release down. This time as we inhale, lift the chest, reach through the crown. Hands lift up off the earth. Sweep the hands to the sides, palms facing the hips. Reach the middle fingers toward the wall behind you, lifting the chest just a little more. And then maybe floating the toes up off the mat, reaching through the toes. So squeezing the glutes, reaching the fingertips to open the shoulders. Hold right here. Or add a little intensity, pulse the heels toward one another, pulse the hands toward the thighs. We're gonna be here for 8, so gaze down at the mat. Find that nice long neck. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Take an inhale. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We're just gonna press to the opposite side of the body for your lateral flexion. We'll start with those hip dips, so come to that forearm plank. Left hip stacked on the right. Press through the forearm, press through the hand, lift the hips up, and just that little lower and lift. So focusing 100% on that squeeze, use that squeeze of the side body to lift up and away from the earth right here. Lift up for 8, 7, 6, cinch that waist, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down. Extend the arm above. Let the head rest on the bicep. So let's make that little micro adjustment on this side of the body as well. Notice that that right leg, now that top leg is a little bit shorter. So let's extend and reach through that heel so that hip is truly stacked. Now find that kickstand with the fingertips. Seal the thighs together. Lift both legs up in one piece. Lower the bottom leg. Lift and squeeze into the top. lower, and lift, lower, and lift. Keep reaching through those heels. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the heels together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Seal the thighs, legs move as one piece. Lower, lift, squeeze. So legs don't come all the way down, just hovering about an inch off the earth. Squeeze and lift. So we should feel this not only in the waist and the side of the body, but also in that inner thigh. Softening through the shoulders. Squeeze and lift here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I almost forgot, if you wanted to add a couple of these in, get that arm up over the head. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll come down. Let's just press up into a seated position. Position yourself back at the top of the mat. We're going to head back down one more time, our final piece of work here for the core. We're coming right back to that inchworm, and we're going to pause and add a little bit on the way. So let's find that length in the spine. Take a deep breath to inhale. Release the fingertips. Hinge back an inch. You remember pelvis tucks, rib cage folds. Squeeze the space in between. Hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower an inch. Pelvis, rib cage, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. One more time, and then we'll add. Lower an inch. Pelvis, squeeze and tuck. Ribs fold, squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay with it. Don't give up now. You're there. Palms come together. We're going to just twist side to side here, rotating through the spine, bringing the elbow toward the earth. Stay right here, or the legs can come up into tabletop, your choice. So feel that rotation through the spine. Rib cage rotating around the spine. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Release the feet one more time. Find that length through the spine. Drop back an inch. Last time. Final one. Tuck the pelvis. Fold the ribs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Slow and controlled roll all the way down to the back. Hug the knees to the chest here. Rock it out side to side. So I'm realizing that it's 1 o'clock. I'd like to stretch just for a couple of minutes. So if you can hang with me, that's awesome. If you can't, please stretch on your own. I'm sorry that I got a little excited and did a little extra. But let's pull that left knee to the chest, extend the right leg long. Find your supine twist here, right hand to the outside of the left leg, left arm comes long. And just allow that left knee to drop over the shoulder, gazing over the left arm. So maintaining that idea of lengthening the spine as we inhale to create more space in between each vertebra. And on the exhale, deepen into that twist a little bit. One more breath here. And come back to center. Both knees hug into the chest. When you're ready, extend and reach through the left toes. Right knee stays hugged in. And then left fingertips come to the outside of that right knee. Find your twist on this side of the body. Rotate. Both shoulders anchored down. Inhaling to create space. Exhaling to rotate. One more breath. Floating back to center. Final full body stretch. Big inhale, reach to the fingers, reach to the toes. On your exhale, float the arms down to the sides. Maybe letting the palms land open to receive energy. Maybe rotating the palms to the earth if you'd like more of a grounding Savasana. And just taking a couple of moments here, coming into your Shavasana, eyes closed. All of the muscles in the face are soft. Feeling the heaviness of the eyeballs, they drop into the socket. Softening the lips. Allowing the tongue to just float in the mouth. The throat and the chest are soft. Feeling the breath, the gentle rise and fall of the belly. As that energy, that prana, feeds the body, feeds the mind. Each inhale bringing new energy. The weight of the hips and the legs ground you. Let the toes fall to the sides, feeling heavy. All of your energy focused on the breath, right here, right now. You're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana. Enjoy a little extra time. Or when you're ready, just roll to the side, press up to a seated position. Your practice, so you decide how you want to end today. Wherever you land, it's easy to focus on all of the crazy things that are going on around us, all of the unknown, and forget about all of the blessings that we have in our lives. We all have them, some of them the same, some different. Perhaps your health, your family, the community around you, the community that we're with right now. Focusing that energy on the things that we can control, on the blessings, and moving forward in our day with a sense of gratitude and peace. Hands come to heart center. The peace, compassion, and love in each of you is also within me. Let us honor one another. Namaste. I'll unmute. Thank you for joining me today, yogi friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you're well and finding ways to stay active and find that gratitude. Enjoy every minute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.